Who would have thought that pizza could be so powerful? Hey, top of the morning, guys. So today we're here to talk about A Quiet Place, Day 1. Now, this was directed by Michael Sarnoski, I think his name is, and it tells the story of the beginning of how the aliens invaded that we've come to know about in the first two movies. Now, this is a prequel. This isn't a sequel, it's a prequel, so this takes place in the very beginning of the invasion. It shows how the aliens came to Earth. And yeah, it's a fascinating concept. It follows the story of a woman called Sam, who is unfortunately dying with cancer, and she is accompanied by her cat. She has a cat called Frodo. Great name for a cat, Frodo. And she meets another guy, another survivor called Eric. And it tells a story of basically them surviving, learning that being silent is the key to survival and prolonging their life, per se. And yeah, so it starts off with Sam, who is in like a hospice or like one of those medical little like homes, kind of, because of her illness, and she's being looked after, and she's got that attitude of fuck it, you know what, I don't care, fuck you. It's just like accepting, kind of, but you know which is it's amusing to watch, that bit of sass, just kick ass. And then, she gets to a point where she basically wants to go to the city for pizza. And, it's that sort of drives her throughout the movie. I'm not going to die until I get a fucking pizza. God damn it. It's determination. But I like that. It's really cool. It's funny. You know, and Eric, of course, is played by Joseph Quinn, who we all know as Eddie from Stranger Things. He played the part really well. He was interesting as the awkward survivor guy who just happens to bump into Sam and just basically follows her like a stray cat, per se. And they both just learn to survive together. This one thing about this movie is the cinematography is pretty good, and it's really, really good with tense moments. Like, really good. Like, it's not there are jump scares, but it's primarily tensities. It's that moment of it's creatures in their face, and they have to really be quiet, and you're waiting, and you're tense, and you're at the edge of your seat. And Yeah, I mean, there were two jump scares that one did actually get me because I was expecting. I was like, huh? And then boom. So they're not that obvious. They're not like, movies like the Nun. There's, a jump scare per fucking minute. But that's the thing. They are effective in this movie. There's not that many jump scares, but when it happens, it is effective. And that's the point. So that's a good thing. And the dynamic between these two characters, these two survivors, is really good. They have chemistry. You can tell that they're bouncing off each other. You know, they have awkward moments. One, like Sam, pulls away sometimes because she doesn't want to get attached. As she said to her carer, who sees her as a friend, and she blatantly just tells him, you're not my friend. You're my carer. That's all. I can tell he was hurt by it, and so she has this like wall that's up, she's not letting anybody in, and which is interesting. So Eric's trying to sort of, he's just the awkward one. He's like there, he doesn't know, you know. So the part's played really well, and he's obviously trying to help her. Like there's moments where she needs medication, and he risks his ass to go out on his own during this chaos, this invasion, just to get her some medicine. So they have this nice little friendship bonding. And I'm really glad they didn't go for like a romantic type of thing, chemistry, because it's refreshing just to see them as friends. And that's it. We don't need anything else. Just friendship, helping each other survive, and I think that works. It works really well. And as a prequel, it is good. It's pretty cool seeing the beginning and how it all happens. They fall from the sky, and you know, hordes of them, like fucking hundreds of these things, just destroying the city and taking everybody out one by one. But personally, I sort of wish that there were a few more questions answered. Like, where did they come from? Why are they here? Why Earth? We some questions like that I thought would have been cool to. That's what I thought was going to happen. We were going to find out more. I know that we do hear about it, like a story, like somebody tells the story in like the second movie, but it would have been cool to see it, on screen. But you know, maybe seeing it wouldn't be as effective as just hearing about it. But that's just me. That's just me nitpicking. And the cat in this movie, Frodo, I swear, it's like he's trying to get everybody killed. Every time he appears, he makes a noise, and then the alien comes, and it's like the cat's just like trolling the shit out of people. That's what I felt. But then there were some times where he was helpful. So yeah, he's his own little character, and he's his own protagonist in his own right. So in terms of acting as well, acting it was brilliant. I think everybody acts their ass off. They do a really good job. Joseph does a really good job. There's like two specific scenes where he's like panicking, like he's about to have a panic attack, which isn't fun. If anyone's ever had them, they can be terrifying. And he shows that expression, that terror in his acting. Like even like when he's covering his face like that, even just the eyes, like a good actor whenever they can act only with their eyes. Like the tears welling up, shaking. It's just really well done. He does a really good job, and it's pretty convincing too. And Sam, of course, she does a great job. She has emotional moments, and she's good at expressing that too. So acting on point. This movie, I think, it has moments where it's a little bit slow, but overall, apart from the other side, like everything else makes up for it. Like the aliens, you're not gonna sit at the end of this movie and think, like, fuck, what do you call it? Oh, I can't remember. Hit me later. But an alien movie, the starts with a B. But anyway, Alien Covenant, say right, where even anybody could walk out and say, "Oh, we didn't get enough of the alien. We didn't get enough seeing it." Prometheus, that's the one. Prometheus. Where you walked into it thinking there's going to be aliens, and you only get like maybe one scene, two. You walk out thinking, well, that was crap. I already see that, you're not going to see that because the aliens in this movie, you see them a lot. They're fucking everywhere, jumping around. You see a close-ups, like whenever that kick-ass design, like where the face opens up whenever they're listening. It's fucking awesome. I love that design, man. And so, yeah, you definitely have no shortage of that. You see them a lot. It's tense as fuck. And, of course, Henry from the previous movie, he also turns up, surprisingly. And there's a scene where there's a guy, like, screaming his ass off, like he's trying to bring the creatures there, like, selfish, because there's kids there. So Henry sort of unintentionally, but in rage, kills the guy because, like, he sees his kid or he sees his own son, and he's like, fucking, you're gonna get him killed. And out of rage, kills us, and that was a really intense scene. Seriously, fuck that dude. So yeah, Henry returns, but only in snippets. He's only in it, like, he's only a side character. He just pops up the old time in that part, and then at the end. And I'm not going to spoil the ending because, I'm sure there's people who don't want to be spoiled. But how the movie ends, I think, is pretty satisfying. It's a satisfying ending. It's an ending that's like, it's wholesome, and it's just overall you're like, oh, okay, yeah, you know what? Why not? Yeah, I like that. So it's satisfying. Well, I'll not spoil that for you, but yeah, overall, great movie, great performances, great scares. It's tense as fuck, and the jump scares are effective. And it's just really cool seeing New York, like the whole setting of these things just destroying the entire city that's fully populated and, isn't run down. It's fully, like, shops are open. It's just normal. They have these things, it's really cool to see. And like I said, I wish we had a bit more information about them, like where they came from. I know we've seen it, or we were told it, but, well, you know what I mean. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed this movie. Totally recommend it. And if I were to score it, I would give it 7.5 out of 10 is what I would personally rate it. Personally, the second movie is my personal favorite. I think that's where it's not often a sequel can be better than the original. But again, it's only personal preference. Some people might prefer this one, and that's cool. And I know there's a lot of people that are complaining about it, like, oh, well, I wanted a sequel. Now we're getting a prequel? Why aren't we jumping in from how 2 ended? They are making a 4th one. So calm yourselves. This is just a little spin-off, but a part 3 official part 3 is in the works. So we are getting that. This is just a little side thing. Keep us happy until part 3 comes out. So, yeah. Let me know what you think about this movie. If you saw it, let me know in the comments below what you thought. And yeah, if you stuck around, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, everybody. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. And as always, don't kill anyone.